the chosen one. What I am going to tell you will transform your life forever. It is no coincidence that you are now viewing this video. God brought you here for a purpose, and you are going to hear a heavenly message of change. It is no longer your obligation to battle. Your money problems are going to be resolved because God Himself is taking care of your riches and success. The abundance you've prayed for is on its way. And those who used to criticize you for your poverty will soon realize that God is unveiling your genuine riches to the world. This is your time, your season, and nothing will stop the benefits that are already coming your way. But before we go more into this profound insight, I ask you to perform 3 things. Hit the like button, subscribe to help us achieve 20,000 subscribers, then post a comment with the number 99. This number will bring great energy into your life and emphasize the message of abundance. If you are genuinely a chosen one, you will remain with me to the end because your soul understands this truth is meant for you. Prepare because your life is going to alter in ways you cannot comprehend. There comes a moment in every trip when the battle ends and the rewards begin for those chosen by God. The responsibility for riches no longer rests on your shoulders. It is now His responsibility. The Creator of the universe, who has organized every moment of your existence, has promised you an endless supply of abundance. This is not a desire or a hope, but a supernatural promise. Your success is built not on your own sweat or hustle, but on God's unwavering faithfulness. Imagine a river that never runs dry. No matter how much is taken from it, it will continue to refill itself. That is the essence of God's provision for you. As His chosen one, you are destined to enjoy a prosperous life, not because of your hard work, but because He has promised to care for you indefinitely. This divine accountability demonstrates His unshakable adherence to His promises. It's time to stop trying and start believing in this unbreakable covenant that includes God's obligation to provide. You may rest easy knowing that your requirements have already been addressed. You are no longer susceptible to life's uncertainties. Instead, you walk in the confidence of His provision. Your wealth shows His affection for you. And when you accept this reality, you will feel a calm that is beyond comprehension. This essay is not just about the plenty that awaits you, but also about knowing that your future is safe in His hands. When you embraced your spiritual calling, a transformation happened. You transitioned from a life of hardship to one of heavenly provision. The days of straining oneself to exhaustion, dreading the unknown, and struggling with a lack of resources are over. From now on, you will live in the wealth of God's promises. What seemed like a never-ending uphill journey is now a smooth downhill ride propelled by God's mercy and favor. When you enter into divine plenty, it is more than simply money prosperity. It is about an overflow that affects all aspects of your life, including your relationships, health, and purpose. Wealth isn't only about having money. God intends for you to experience the richness of life. When you accept this reality, you will experience the calm and joy that comes from being divinely blessed. It is a complete alteration of your perspective and experience. You were picked for greatness not because of your power or ability, but because of God's perfect will. You no longer have to deal with the fight. What awaits you now is heavenly riches that beyond your wildest expectations. Trust in this new reality and let go of old troubles. This is your moment, and you are about to get what God has always intended for you. Confidence comes not from self-reliance, but from the knowledge that you are backed by a force bigger than yourself. When you believe in divine provision, you may go through life knowing that you will have all you need. You are no longer uncertain about the future. You are confident in God's unchanging kindness and His commitment to keeping His promises in your life. Consider how confident a youngster is when they know their parents will always provide for them. This youngster is not concerned about where their next meal will come from or if they will have a roof over their heads. This is the type of confidence you're asked to have when you walk into the riches God has reserved for you. The same trust and security will fill your heart, making each step simpler, lighter, and more peaceful. Confidence in divine providence entails living without concern or uncertainty. It entails faith in God's timetable and ways, even when the road ahead seems unclear. When you recognize that He is your provider, you may release the tension that comes with attempting to control every result. You may now live in the assurance that God's plan is always flawless and working for your benefit. You will no longer have to work countless hours just to make ends meet. From now on, God is accountable for riches. Your sole responsibility is to follow His will and believe in His time. The more you let go of the weight of attempting to manage your financial destiny, the more room you make for God to accomplish miracles in your life. This is not a passive strategy, but one of active faith, knowing that as you walk ahead in obedience, God will open doors to success you never anticipated. God created the cosmos and spoke the stars into existence. If He can do such wonderful accomplishments, He can certainly meet all of your needs. Nothing is too big for God to manage, even the money and resources you need to live your mission. When you embrace this truth, you'll notice how everything comes together to provide you with just what you need at the appropriate time. Understanding that riches is God's duty relieves you of the obligation to sort things out for yourself. Instead of stressing about how you'll make it happen, concentrate on trusting and doing what you're meant to accomplish. When God takes responsibility for your wealth, you may anticipate more than enough to live an abundant and impactful life. It's time to clear up any questions you may have regarding your financial future. God is not a guy who lies, and His promises are yes and amen. If He has called you to live abundantly, you may be certain that He will fulfill your desires. Are not too great for God, and your ambitions are not impossible. What is unachievable in the natural world is already done in the spiritual. There is no place for hesitation, since God's plan for you involves riches that will exceed even your wildest expectations. Many individuals struggle with the concept of financial success, feeling that it is only for a chosen few, or that they are inherently undeserving of tremendous fortune. But you were picked. You are destined for greatness. The prosperity that awaits you is not just for your own advantage, but also to help you fulfill your role on earth. Whether that objective is to assist others in supporting ministries or to create something that will transform the world, God will make sure you have the resources to accomplish it. The instant you remove uncertainty from your mind, you open the door to miracles. The more you connect your thinking with God's promises, the more you will see them fulfilled in your life. You were not designed to live in shortage or strife. God's plan for you includes financial wealth, which will come to you in ways you never imagined imaginable. Let rid of your doubts and accept the conviction that God is going to make you a billionaire. Knowing that God will supply is quite powerful. It provides you with a feeling of calm, security, and certainty that nothing in the world can take away when you know your needs will be addressed. You may live a joyful and liberated life, devoid of fear and concern. This truth changes your perspective on life, enabling you to act confidently, knowing that God's provision is always only a step away. This is not a blind faith, but one based on experience and God's promises. Reflect on every occasion He has supplied for you in the past. Every breakthrough, answered prayer, each miracle. Those were not accidents. These were heavenly supplies, and they prove that God will continue to provide for you. The more you focus on this reality, the more it forms a solid basis for your existence. When you know that God will supply, you may proceed with confidence. You do not have to be afraid of the unknown or concerned about the future. The universe's creator has already planned your existence and provided a path for you to succeed with this information. You can confront any obstacle knowing that God will provide for you as you begin to live in your divine riches. There will always be some who question, doubt, or belittle your accomplishment. But let me tell you something. They aren't your concern. What God has promised you is not dependent on the views or judgments of people. Your abundance testifies to God's faithfulness. Nobody can take it from you. If God blesses you, no one can curse you. It's easy to grow disheartened when others insult your aspirations or dismiss your accomplishments. Remember, they do not control your future. God is. And if He has prophesied prosperity into your life, no human opinion can change it. Your money and success are indicators of His favor and demonstrate His capacity to give. Rise beyond scorn and skepticism. Keep your sights on God's promises. Remember that the benefits you are getting are not only for you. They are a proclamation of God's kindness and might as you soar above the cacophony. You will see how your richness speaks for itself, silencing any opponents along the road. God's goal for you is not a quick cure, but rather everlasting riches that will endure for generations. This heavenly success is not something you have to continually strive for. It comes to you when you live in harmony with God's will. The effort required is not to strive or struggle, but to trust and obey. When you do this, wealth will follow. The world teaches you that success comes from hard work and unwavering dedication. There is value in diligence. God's plan for you is different. It's about believing in His supply and trusting that He'll deliver the increase. When you live in alignment with His goal, your life will be filled with benefits, and you will be able to get what He has promised without straining yourself. This kind of heavenly supply is the pinnacle of freedom. You no longer have to be concerned about shortage or where the next benefit will come from. Your life reflects God's design for everlasting riches, a treasure that exceeds what the world can provide. This is God's best for you, and now is the moment to truly accept it. Wealth is not just for personal pleasure. It's a tool for achieving your spiritual mission. As you move into plenty, remember what God has told you. With great riches comes tremendous responsibility. This role is a pleasure rather than a burden. You now have the opportunity to make a difference, affect lives, and leave a legacy for future generations. Your riches serves to further God's kingdom and to assist others get the same benefits you have. Wealth, when utilized properly, has the ability to alter communities, heal families, and spread love in ways that nothing else can. This is the actual source of heavenly wealth. It's not just about what you can purchase or how you can live your life. It's about the people you can help and the good you can do in the world when you accept this duty. Your money will have a greater purpose, and you will feel really fulfilled. Your heavenly treasure is intended to be shared. The more you give, the more you will get. This is the principle of plenty. You harvest what you sow when you utilize your wealth. Serving others and expanding God's kingdom will result in an even bigger flow of benefits into your life. You have been selected to utilize your money for a greater cause, and when you do, you will feel the satisfaction that comes with leaving a lasting impression. Certainly, this is the continuation of the script, elaborating on the following categories. When you start to feel heavenly richness, it's a physical sign of God's fidelity to you. His promises are not just hollow words. They are unwavering facts that never fail. As you enter the plenty He has planned for you, you acquire not just financial prosperity, but also a better knowledge of His loyalty and love. Every blessing you get reflects God's unchanging nature and His desire to see you thrive. Consider the times in your life when God provided for you. Perhaps you felt absolutely powerless at the moment, and He supplied a solution that beyond your expectations. Perhaps it was in the simple, daily blessings that remind you that He is always there. Divine riches is more than simply huge wins. It is found in God's persistent and steady supply, which demonstrates His faithfulness at every step. When you recognize that the riches you have is a gift from God, your heart is filled with thankfulness and astonishment. It changes your viewpoint from trying to receiving effort to grace. You recognize that all you have is the consequence of God's fidelity to His word. And since He is loyal, you may be certain that this heavenly abundance will continue to pour into your life now and forever. As you accept the bountiful life that God has planned for you, others may question your achievements or even scorn your newfound privileges. But here is the reality. They are unable to touch what God has blessed. When God has bestowed His favor on your life, no amount of criticism, condemnation, or derision can detract from the success He has ordered. No one can oppose it. The beauty of divine plenty is that it does not seek to prove people incorrect. It is about completing God's plan for you. Your riches and accomplishments will speak for themselves. Those who ridiculed you will someday be in awe of what God has done in your life. They will realize that it was never about your own abilities, but about the heavenly favor bestowed upon you. Your accomplishment will eventually serve as a testament to God's kindness and capacity to alter lives. Remember that people who criticize often speak from their own anxieties or misconceptions. Their thoughts do not determine your reality. God's word is true. Therefore, believe in his promises and don't be swayed by others' criticism. As you walk in the fullness of God's gift, you will see how the mockers shrink away, and what remains is incontrovertible evidence of God's favor in your life. Living in the fullness of God's provision is living life as it was designed to be, rich, peaceful, and free of want. This isn't a surface-level sensation, but rather a profound, all-encompassing condition of being. You are not just surviving. God's gracious supply has impacted every aspect of your life, and you are flourishing. From economics to relationships, from your health to your goals, God's hand is on it. All. The entirety of God's provision does not occur overnight. It's a path of increased faith and reliance on him. As you develop in faith, you will see more and more proof of God's concern for you. You will see amazing breakthroughs, doors that open effortlessly, and possibilities that appear too wonderful to be true. But they will come true because God is trustworthy and has designed a fulfilling life for you. This fulfillment does not imply obtaining everything you desire. It's about trusting that God will provide for all of your needs. When you experience the depth of his provision, there is no fear of shortage. You may start each day with a grateful heart, knowing that your Creator is with you and providing for you in ways you don't understand. This is the life that God has called you to, one of peacefulness, abundance, and delight. Stepping into affluence does not imply taking a great leap into the unknown. It's about going fearlessly into the knowledge that God is with you every step of the journey. Divine certainty implies that everything you need for achievement is already on its way to you. You no longer have to question whether you're on the correct track or if things will work out. You may move forward with complete confidence because God has already gone ahead of you. This certainty provides you the confidence to take bold choices knowing that they are in line with God's plan for your life. Whether it's starting a new company, investing, or taking on a new opportunity, you may proceed without worry. You know that God is not only with you, but also preparing the road for you. His plans for your prosperity are already in action, and it's time for you to embrace them with heavenly confidence. Walking in God's favor naturally leads to wealth. It is not something you seek for, but rather something that follows you as you stay devoted to him. As you go onward, trusting in his provision will allow you to see how everything fits together wonderfully and smoothly. And according to his divine plan, your riches represents more than simply a personal gift. It is a tremendous witness to God's everlasting commitment to provide for his chosen ones. Every cash, every benefit, and every resource that comes into your life demonstrates that God is keeping his promise to you. It is a living, breathing testament to his faithfulness, as well as a reminder to the world that his word cannot be returned void. When you embrace your spiritual richness, you are not only living for yourself. You are a living testament to others. People will look at your life and find incontrovertible evidence that God exists and follows his promises. Your success will encourage others to trust in him and think that they, too, may benefit from his provision. Your life becomes a beacon of hope, a dazzling example of what occurs when we believe in God's responsibility to care for us. This testimony is not only for today, it is for future generations. The riches you get will have a long-term influence on your family and community. Your legacy will be one of constancy, plenty, and the unmistakable fact that God is a provider who always keeps his promises. You were picked for greatness, and it is not something you can earn. It is something given to you by God. All of your previous problems, sorrows, and disappointments are behind you. It's time to let go of any bad ideas or memories that have been holding you back. The past does not define you. God's plan for your life does. The path to greatness is not without hurdles. However, it is also full of spiritual help. As you let go of old troubles, you create place for all of God's blessings to enter your life. Your past may be full of fights, but your future is full of victories. It's time to accept the greatness that has been reserved for you. Embrace your divine calling. Step into the glory that God has planned for you. Your former constraints no longer hold you back. You are free to go bravely into the future. He has planned for you a future full of wealth, purpose, and a life that reflects His glory. It's time for you to rise. Nothing can stop you back. Divine prosperity is not a fleeting event. It is a promise that does not expire. It is a gift that pours freely and indefinitely, unconstrained by human constraints. Accepting this promise opens up a universe of endless prosperity. God's supply for you has no limits, whether it's material, emotional, or spiritual richness. He has promised to provide you with all you need and more. Imagine the ocean is wide and alive. That is how God's provision affects your life. It is an unmeasurable, limitless resource that will never run out. As you lean into this divine promise, you begin to realize that there are no limits to your achievement. There are no obstacles to your advancement. The gifts you get today are just a small portion of the riches that God has prepared for you. Every moment is a chance to bring more into your life. Living in divine richness frees you from the world's limits, while the world functions on the basis of lack and scarcity. God's kingdom is based on principles of plenty and overflow. This is your God-given heritage, an inheritance that benefits not just you, but people around you as well. Your success is intended to have a tremendous influence on your neighborhood, family, and the globe. This heavenly prosperity is more than simply worldly stuff. It is about living a life in which you have all you need emotionally, spiritually, and physically. God's richness permeates every aspect of your life, enhancing you in ways you can't comprehend. And since His riches has no bounds, your potential is genuinely infinite. Accept this reality now, and let the outpouring begin. When you allow yourself to completely accept the magnificence of God's provision, you start living a life that far surpasses your expectations. What was previously considered to be out of reach suddenly becomes a reality, and your goals are realized. God's provision extends beyond providing your basic necessities. It is about providing you with more than enough resources to live a life of incredible purpose and satisfaction. We often restrict ourselves based on what we think we deserve or what we feel is achievable. However, when we let go of these limits and believe in God's power to supply, we enter a world of blessings beyond our wildest imaginations. God does not just wish to supply your wants. He wants to bless you abundantly so that you may benefit others. His provision is intended to propel you into a destiny beyond anything you could have imagined for yourself. This abundance is not coincidental. It is the direct effect of connecting with God's plan for your life. The more you believe Him, the more He opens doors and creates possibilities that far beyond your expectations. Whether it's financial triumphs, job improvements, or personal development, God's supply always surpasses your expectations. He is an abundant God, and your excess reveals His splendor. The ultimate grandeur of God's provision is seen when we stop trying and begin to trust. When we give up our plans for His will, we discover that what He has in store for us exceeds our wildest expectations. It's a life full of surprises, joys, and delight that only strengthens your confidence in His kindness and provision. Step into a new season, and the benefits you've been waiting for will begin to flow freely and supernaturally. This is not a time of lack or hardship, but of wealth and miraculous provision. When you connect with God's plan for your life, you will see a steady flow of benefits that seem to arrive out of nowhere. God's hand is acting on your behalf, arranging events, opening doors, and bestowing benefits in ways that only He can. The miraculous flow of gifts encompasses more than simply financial achievement. It's about getting favor in all aspects of your life, including your relationships, health, and purpose. God will bless every step of your trip. This flow starts with a simple alteration in your perspective. When you accept that plenty is your heritage and begin living in it, you open the door to a miraculous outpouring that will affect every aspect of your life. Think about how rivers move. They provide vitality to whatever they come into contact with. This is how God's gifts will pour into your life as you open your heart to accept. You'll realize that the gifts aren't just for you. They're supposed to be shared and overflow into the lives of others. You are a receptacle for God's kindness, and when you surrender to this flow, your life becomes a living testament to His love. Accept this new season, recognizing that the benefits are not something you must struggle for. They are the natural outcome of God's favor on your life. As you walk in obedience and faith, the extraordinary flow of God's gifts will lift you to heights you never imagined imaginable. This is the season for divine sustenance and plenty. Step totally into it and allow it to alter all aspects of your life. The path to heavenly prosperity is strewn with hidden doors of opportunity, which God is eager to open for you. These doors are not apparent to the human eye, but when you walk in accordance with God's purpose, He will show them at the appropriate moment. The route to success isn't always obvious at first, but if you believe God, He will take you to doors that will transform your life forever. There are chances available to you that you could never have planned or anticipated on your own. It might be a job offer, an investment opportunity, or a partnership that appears out of nowhere. However, these doors are not random. They're divinely arranged. God has positioned you to receive, and these possibilities will not only benefit you but also prepare you to bless others. Consider the account of Joseph in the Bible. He had obstacles and challenges, but God utilized those circumstances to create doors of opportunity, resulting in his ascension in Egypt. Just with Joseph, the doors of opportunity in your life are often preceded by periods of trial. However, when you stay loyal and believe in God's time, you will always be guided by His hand. He will open doors to prosperity, success, and purpose. Embrace the unknown, knowing that every difficulty hides a divine opportunity for you to go through. As you stay steady in your faith, those doors will open, and you will enter a future of limitless affluence. God is always working behind the scenes to bring about your breakthrough, and His plan for you is much larger than you could have imagined. True prosperity does not imply amassing money for the purpose of luxury or prestige. It is about leveraging your blessings to have a positive effect on the world. God's plan for your riches is far larger than you. As you live in divine plenty, He will teach you how to utilize your riches to assist others, furthering His kingdom and fulfilling your greater purpose. Your wealth is intended to be a force for good, a means to help and encourage others while reflecting God's compassion and generosity. Every money and resource you get is a chance to make a difference. Whether it's to support a cause, assist someone in need, or invest in a project that advances God's purpose, your money is intended to be shared. God blesses you not just for your personal good, but also to prepare you to bless others. The more you give, the more you will get, because God values people who spend their money for His causes. As you utilize your fortune to change the world, your life will take on new significance. It is no longer just about collecting more. It is about achieving the divine purpose for which you were formed. True prosperity provides contentment, pleasure, and serenity because it is in line with God's plan for your life. You are a part of a larger design, and your blessings are intended to benefit something far bigger than yourself. This kind of riches transforms not just your life, but the lives of others. It is a riches that grows as you utilize it for good. The more you invest in others, God multiplies your rewards, creating a circle of richness and influence that will continue for centuries. God's timing is flawless, and when you connect with it, you open the seasons of abundance that He has planned for your life. There are periods in your life when it seems that nothing is occurring, but then the floodgates of provision open and blessings begin to flow in. This was the product of divine timing. Everything falls into place when you are at the right place at the right moment and have the right heart. God is the God of the seasons. There are seasons of waiting, sowing, and preparing.